Mike Gundy's done a lot for Oregon State. He's a former player. He coached them in the relevance. The late great T. Boone Pickens liked him. But yeah, how do we want to exit? Because no, it's just not going to work out. Greetings and salutations, and welcome to the Odd Coaches Podcast, the authentic voice of sports leadership where coaching wisdom meets real talk. I am your host, Dr. Keith Adams, and on today's Throw Down Thursday edition, week 4 of the college football season, we are going to talk about Power 4 segment 1, Group of 5, 6 segment 2, bad week for y'all, and then segment 3, we're going to do a week 5 preview. With me today, academic and athletic consultant for the CKSA Project, George Ockert. And George, we're going to start off with the SEC. So, one, hey, Arch, what we doing? You beat Sam Houston, and you're stepping hard. Come on now. Ole Miss didn't look too good, and neither did Florida. Any thoughts this week on the SEC, sir?
Um, Whoever the real estate agent is for Florida's coach, better get ready. That's all I got to see. They were abysmal. Oh my God, they were abysmal. And that second half they just fell apart. So we knew they were having problems. And it just showed. What I'm concerned about now is as they go more into the SEC schedule, is Florida going to win a game this year?
Ooh.
I mean, they'll come up and they'll probably shock somebody or beat somebody because they do have a lot of talent out there. But the big thing is, man, they look bad, bad, bad.
Yeah.
Other takeaway. Let's go. I'll give myself props. Let me pat myself on the back. Oklahoma showed up. I told y'all this team was dangerous, so they're gonna be dangerous in there. But and on the other hand, Auburn did not look bad. And Arch skipping around because that was the first great game Arch
Come
played.
on, man. It's Sam Houston.
I don't,
That's
I
going to
don't.
come back and haunt you.
They did what they were supposed to do. They hung 55 on them, and Arch looked halfway. Arch looked
Hang
decent.
55, but you ain't got to step to nobody when you know you ain't going to do nothing.
Well, he was just overexcited. He actually looked like SEC quarterback for once. So
Sam Houston. All right.
now, uh, now I'll tell you the surprise for me. The surprise the biggest surprise for me, one small surprise was that how what happened with South Carolina, Missouri. I had more faith in South Carolina than I did Missouri, but hey, these things happen. So
I keep telling you about Missouri's sneaky
Missouri was
NIL reach. Missouri's got a sneaky NIL reach, man.
they
They
be
got
sneaky.
better players than you think.
No, I never said they did. I just thought South Carolina was going to get that, but now
Yeah.
the big one. Oh, where I had faith in Tulane, Ole Miss just destroyed them.
Yeah.
It just destroyed them. So, they look good on that one. So yeah, that was SEC was had been holding on to holding serve like regular. And shout out to Robert. Vanderbilt hung 70 on Georgia State. I hope they.
All
So
right. Big Ten. I'm going to get this out of the way for the group chat. Maryland. Maryland will win. All right. And Iowa scored points? What? And Indiana put it on them. And USC quietly doing some things. What do you think about the Big Ten?
okay, Ken. I don't want to hear any talk about Illinois ever again. Ever again. They had
Done.
63 hung on them. And
Done.
I mean,
Done.
it's one thing to lose because they were in Indiana's backyard. But what happened? Good God. That was
Wow.
just ugly. Ugly it's just jeez. But yeah, USC shocked me and they coming through there doing some things. Quietly, nobody's paying any attention to them. Got big shout out to Big Maryland. That was huge. That was huge for them. And hey man, y'all quiet as kept. Y'all sit back there watching. You better watch out. Oregon's still rolling along as usual. They don't
Uh,
they don't, they don't misstep. So
okay. Big 12. Okay, it's over. But how do you want to do this at Oklahoma State? It's over. Okay. But how can we respectfully? Mike Gundy's done a lot for Oregon State. He's a former player. He coached them in the relevance. The late great T. Boone Pickens liked him. But yeah, how do we want to exit? Because no, it's just not going to work out.
So
TCU, good win. Texas Tech, Roberts sneakily told us this year that let's just say they invested a lot in football. Arizona State had a solid one as well. Any thoughts on the Big 12 this week?
whoever the real estate agent for University of Florida better get over to Oklahoma State because
Stillwater.
Gundy and that mullet are on the way out. There's no way they can keep him there right now. That program, I mean, it's in bad shape.
But you got
Um,
to do it respectfully, though, because again, he's an alum.
no, you just fired him. I don't know if he makes it through the season. Him and his mouth, I don't see them make it through the season. They have one more loss like this.
They
Um,
got Baylor coming up next week, man.
and and Baylor's gonna be mad that they lost that tight one with Arizona State, and I don't. Oh, there's Oklahoma State does not have enough to even compete with Baylor,
Oh
so
man.
that's gonna be a thumping. Um, yeah, big. Oh well, hey, big shout out Texas Tech. They came through and did their thing. I think that solidifies them outside of Iowa State as the front runner in the Big 12. I think so. Um,
I'm gonna ask you: does the Big 12 get two based on what you're seeing as a trend in the CFP? Do they get two teams in based on what you're seeing? Because they got some good wins.
right now, no.
Okay.
Right now, no. I, I, don't, I,
Okay.
I don't see two. Honestly, I don't see two strong enough teams coming out of there.
Okay.
I mean, you're
Because
two.
I definitely skip Utah because Utah is just like Illinois to me.
Yeah, your three strongest teams in that conference right now are Texas Tech, Utah, and Iowa State. And Iowa State and Texas Tech might be maybe, but I can't see them
Yeah.
actually because I don't see. Let's put it like this: I don't see two teams in the Big 12 stronger than uh, Miami and Florida State.
Hmm.
And you got and they gotta go.
Yeah.
So and that game, I think they play each other in like 3 weeks or something. And if both of them roll in there undefeated, which I'm expecting to happen, that game's gonna be huge. I
All
mean,
right.
massive.
All
Um,
right.
but
And
I'll give you a couple more real quick.
go ahead.
Just for us, you and I told you BYU was gonna go down and pull Greenville and just do East Carolina. Colorado stuck a good win in. They ran it up on Wyoming, and yeah, that was it. That was pretty much.
All right. And finally, ACC and Notre Dame. Okay. Quick notes. One, man, that energy is back in South Beach. That was a great atmosphere. Have to make sure we get that shout out. Florida State did its job. Georgia Tech did its job. And some Notre Dame notes from our Notre Dame correspondent, Jake Sharler. If Notre Dame wins out and Miami and A&M keep winning, they're going to be in. If they don't fix their D, though, they just might be 8-4. Any thoughts about Jake's Notre Dame take before I give a take on Clemson?
Um, he's correct because if they don't do anything with that defense, they play solid teams. They are in trouble because that defense is Swiss cheese right now.
Yeah, and let me get this out of the way with Clemson. It's tough to adjust, but as the legendary Andy Dufresne said, you have to get busy living or get busy dying. It's no secret that I'm not a fan of Dabo Sweeney, but I'm not a fan of Dabo Sweeney because of the things he said throughout the process. And fans who are new to the show, I started my doctoral work in 2012, and my dissertation was on student athlete motivation. And Dabo said a lot of things that Coach K said about the one and dones. But unlike Coach K, when Coach K saw where it was going, he said, I'm going to do one and done better than you. Okay, I'm going to do this better than you because it's not the way it used to be. And then when he couldn't do it anymore, he got up. So when Dabo says, I'm not going to buy a roster, I'm going to do this and we're going to bring it up and we're going, okay, you have every right to do that. And how's that working out for you? Okay. So the world's changing, and if you don't change with it, you move on. George, any thoughts on the ACC? Go in any direction you want. I feel better now that I have said that.
Uh, uh, um, I don't even think with Dabo, I don't even think it's his. Yeah, partly it's his feelings on the transfer portal, but two, he said some things that he said a lot of things, and it's all coming back to bite him now. My thing is, I really want to know. I don't know if this is if Dabo was because you got to remember Dabo was on the staff when Little Bowden was there, and then they got into all the trouble. How did Dabo survive the Little Bowden situation and then get the head coaching job? Is all that stuff coming back to get him now? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. All right. We've had one of these every week quietly. Did you see that San Diego State put it on Cal?
Nobody's watching that.
I know you're not, but what are they doing? These programs are just.
Did Stanford win? Nobody paid attention. Did
Stanford win? Stanford got hammered, but San Diego State, you're supposed to just beat the brakes off of San Diego State if you're Power 5. Cal gets beat 34-0. They didn't score on them. So that's a whole other thing. ACC this week, Georgia Tech, Florida State, Miami running the board. Hey, I really like Syracuse. I like Syracuse's coach. I like what they're about.
Got a little moxie, as Dickman would say. Got a little moxie.
Hell yeah. I love it. So, big shout out to them. Big ups to them. And oh yeah, your boy Belichick.
Forgot all about him. There.
Okay, so let's give him
forgot all about him. My bad.
It takes 2 years, I guess, to get a program right. So
man, you got 70 new employees. I wasn't even thinking about them this year. I took the under on the season because, again, we're management. 70 new employees, and you think I'm going to get it right 70 times? That's not going to happen.
Were you brave enough to take the 45, 46 points with Florida State?
No.
Oh, and they cleared it easy.
And they cleared it.
And I just cleared it easy.
Yes. I did with Georgia Tech. I took their over, but, whatever. All right, so fans, in segment 2, I'm going to preview it right now by saying the group of 5-6 just absolutely positively blew it for themselves, and Notre Dame is creeping up. Watch what happens. We'll be right back on the iCoach Podcast. Hi, everyone. Dr. Keith Adams here, and for over 30 years, I've dedicated my life to helping student athletes succeed, not just on the fields and the courts, but in the classroom and beyond. And that's why I founded the CKA Save Project. The CKA Save Project understands that finding the balance between academics and athletics is crucial for long-term success. That's why the CKA Save Project offers a range of programs, including personalized consulting, mentorship, and coming in 2027, our innovative Gap Year Basketball Academy designed to assist both young men and women reach their full potential both on and off the court. I'm incredibly excited to announce that the CK Save Project is now partnering with the Cascade Sports Network. This partnership will allow us the opportunity to amplify our message and reach even more student athletes through the Odd Coaches podcast and other exciting initiatives. Join the CKA Save Project and the Cascade Sports Network as we empower the next generation of student athletes. Visit CKA on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org to learn more. Let's work together to find the balance and help unlock your potential. Welcome back to the iCoaches Podcast in segment 2. Let's go group of 5-6. We're going to start off with the American. 1, Tulane, you're done. Sorry, it's over. and you're gonna go through the season. You're gonna have a nice job. I hope you win the American, whatever. But in terms of national relevance, yeah, it's not gonna happen. Memphis, good win over an SEC team, even though it's Arkansas. We'll take it. University of North Texas could mess up some stuff, and University of South Florida. Hey, you had a good start, outstanding start, but slow down. All right. Anything from the American catch your eye this week, George?
I'm crushed by that Tulane situation.
Yeah, because I took the plus 12 and a half. So
They
am
just
I.
did not show up. And the way it's looking right now, hey, a big shout out to Robert. North Texas came up and beat Army, but right now there's one team in the under division. Well, right, yeah, I guess one team in under division, and that's Memphis. And
Good win. Good win.
and if they wind up, and this is totally possible, everybody. Memphis goes through undefeated. Tulane does not lose another game. They get to the championship, and Tulane runs a mud hole through Memphis, which puts the brakes on anything we're thinking about the little guy coming in and spoiling the party.
Yeah,
So,
because they wouldn't
yeah,
be ranked. They'll be like
no,
so low. So, all right. Mountain West Pac 2, UNLV sneaks out a win. They came to
luckily,
Miami of Ohio, and that Maction to get you. That
uh,
Maction to get you. Uh, Boise won. Okay. San Jose State won. Fresno in the dawn of the new day beat Hawaii. I only know that strictly for entertainment purposes only. And Oregon State and Washington State got the brakes beat off of them. So, anything about the Mountain West Pac 2, sir?
hey, look, man, it's tough to go to Hawaii and play a football game. Let's be honest. This is just tough to go to Hawaii and play a football game. It's just too many things going on. It's like in the NBA, going to South Beach to have to play a basketball game where you got it at night. So anyway, um,
Yeah,
outside of that, man, uh, Boise still is doing nothing for me. Boise used to be
nope.
that underdog, come through, and they just yeah.
I
There's
got
no
nothing.
nothing,
Got
not at
nothing.
all.
I do
No.
have something in the Sun Belt, though. Good wins by JMU and Texas State. So in the Sun Belt, for me, George, we're already down to two. And
Mhm.
JMU and Texas State, we're gonna pay attention to you. We're gonna hope one of y'all get ranked, and then ride whoever's ranked as a conference, and make sure the officials know we're trying to get some of this money. So we're gonna need this. We're gonna need one of y'all two to keep winning. So there might
Yeah.
be some strange calls at the end of the season. What do you think about the Sun Belt, sir?
Hey, look, or whatever you just don't count. Just don't count out Coastal yet. That's all I'm going to say to you. I mean, they're hitting their part. They're hitting their schedule where they got to play their division people. So just don't count Coastal out yet. But yeah, it's JMU and North Texas. It is. I
Uh,
mean, Louisiana Monroe might stir a pot a little bit, but outside that, yeah, it's them two.
yeah. All right, Conference USA. Shout out to Delaware. Keep winning because I did pick you for the over this year. But Conference USA is just playing for bowl eligibility. I don't think there's a national player there this season. Agree or disagree, Art?
Agree.
Okay. And Maction, y'all are always messing up something, and I love it. I love you for it, but you're playing for bowls because we don't think we're going to see a MAC team in the national conversation. Any MAC talk?
I hope next week they start playing their regular season because and start playing their conference games because they're getting, they show up, man. I got to give them again. I got to
Yeah,
give
you
them.
made me spit my water out in the car with the great quarter thing.
They've been good for a quarter. They hang in the tough, but outside of that, it's been ugly.
Yeah.
It's been ugly. I mean, maybe Buffalo will come out of there, but who knows? We'll see.
All right, and we'll close off as we do every week with HBCUs. Howard is the real HU. They beat Hampton. Morgan got a good win. Dale State is on a little run. Um, didn't watch too much SWAC action, but I know there's some teams still collecting their final pennants of paychecks.
Final paycheck.
Anything, anything from HBCUs this week, Art, before we close out?
Not really. I mean, but outside of Howard, I think Jackson State won. Um, but like I said. Until somebody beats North Carolina Central, there's no we don't even need to have a discussion because they, oh my God, they dog walked A&T. They hung
Right.
60 on them.
So, man, while I got you, you brought up A&T. I brought up Hampton. I know why you moved, but this is just not working, man. It's just not working for football. I hope it works for basketball, but yeah, man, not all money is good money. But
Well,
all
I'm gonna say
right.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this until they actually invest in the program because they got to go ahead and put because you can't be at that level and not put real money into the program. So and until
Not
they
coming. It's
no,
we've said the same thing over and over. There's a reason you went to High Point, not one of them, because they're not investing.
yeah, until they put real money into the programs, it's not going to happen. So, you know, that I feel bad for them, but and they did the right thing with the move. But when you make the move, you got to put the money that you get, you got to put it into the program. So
Yeah.
until they do that, it's going to be the same thing.
Well, fans, in segment 3, we're going to preview week 5. We're going to give our own CFP playoffs without the spin and the noise. We'll be right back on the Coaches Podcast.
Today's student athletes face pro-level challenges without pro-level support. The CKA SAVE project is here to change that. For 16 plus years, Dr. Keith Adams and his team have provided comprehensive academic and athletic support from middle school through post-graduation transitions. NIL guidance, transfer portal navigation, academic coaching, career planning, they've got it covered. The CKA SAVE project. When your future is on the line, experience matters. Learn more at www.ckasaveproject.org.
Welcome back to the Coaches Podcast. And in segment 3, let's get you ready for week 3. All right. College football playoffs from the Coaches Podcast perspective. George, I got LSU winning the SEC this week.
Yeah.
Okay. I got Ohio State as the Big Ten winner. Iowa State as the Big 12 winner, but that's 6 in one hand, half a dozen the other. I got Miami winning the ACC, and in the group of 6, let's just put South Florida. I don't care because that's going to change. Fine. Now, there's only a few teams left. So we got Florida State, Penn State, Oregon, Georgia, Texas, and Texas A&M this week. On the outside looking in the SEC, OU, Ole Miss, Alabama, Tennessee, Missouri, and Vanderbilt. In the Big Ten, Indiana, USC, and Michigan. It's going to be hard for them to get in. Big 12, the only other team, as we mentioned, Texas Tech. And in the ACC / Notre Dame, Georgia Tech and Notre Dame. I think that's it in terms of the group of 6. Navy's still winning. North Texas may mess it up for folks. Memphis may mess it up. And they might rank UNLV this week because they're still undefeated. Any thoughts on how, because it's only 12 teams, fans. You got to remember they're only taking 12. So you can have all the fandom you want, but the SEC is all over the top 25. The Big Ten's all over the top 25, and that's why I asked segment 1, can a Big 12 team sneak in too? It doesn't look like it. And there's not going to be a second group of 5, 6 team because if Notre Dame keeps winning and they're like 25 this week, and then next week they're like 20, and all they got to do is get to 11. That's all they got to
Yeah.
do, and then
Yeah.
they're in. So that
Yeah.
steals another spot because they're going to want that Notre Dame money. What are you thinking, George?
I think it's gonna. They're gonna, and I think Robert said this last week. The SEC is gonna beat each other up, and you already see it starting to happen. I still like Oklahoma. I see them making some noise. We got to. There's going to be a big game to shake up that middle pack next week. We'll talk about that when we get to next week's games. But I out of that, I see. Hey, things are looking good for Texas A&M. So if Texas A&M wins next week, they could be right there. LSU, I see, is the cream of the crop coming out of that situation. One team that's going to cause the whole pyramid a problem to deal with. If they keep winning, Georgia Tech is going to be a problem because what do you do with them? Yeah, I can confidently say Florida State and Miami are going to be there. But if Georgia Tech keeps winning, and I know they got to play at least one of them, if they wind up beating one of them, and we got that little round robin situation, what do you do with Georgia Tech? So that's going to be they're going to be a situation.
Yeah.
I could easily see, I could easily see if Georgia Tech continues to do what they're doing and the way the ACC is, I mean, the way the SEC is going to beat up on each other. You know, it's not hard to think that Georgia Tech can come in the ACC get three, because I don't believe in the Big Ten. The Big Ten has shown me nothing. Michigan's a joke. I mean, they barely snuck away from Nebraska last week. Um, Illinois, who you thought was going to be raw, they got
Yeah.
mollywop. Penn State has played nobody. We're going to see about
Nobody.
we're going to see Penn State. We're really going to see about Penn State next week. And then we go and so what happens? It's going to be interesting as we get down to as we start getting down. When we get to October and that first CFP ranking comes out, it will be interesting to see where everybody falls at that point in time.
All right. So, fans, I'm going to give you a heading into week 5, strictly for entertainment purposes, gambling update. So, I'm down, and George is going to laugh because they always laugh at me. After 145 bets, an average of 30 bets a week, I'm down about $2. Okay. So when I say it's strictly for entertainment purposes only, George is one of the cats in the chat that says, "Man, just give me my $5 now." Because, but again, I'm having a good time. Except I'm only down. I'm about $2 after a couple of after about 4 weeks. So George, any thoughts? Because you do know I do things strictly for entertainment purposes only at a very
Yeah.
low rate.
Yes, very low rate.
All right, week 5, man. Week 5 is here. Any games next week, this coming week that catch your eye? Because I got a bunch of them for all the wrong reasons.
So I want you to just go ahead and cash at me your $5 now, because Penn State's finally playing somebody. So
And you
they
know I'm
play.
gonna push it in. You know I'm
I
gonna
know you
push it
are.
in.
I know you are. That's why I said just give me the money, because they play Oregon to start us. Just go ahead and give me the money now, because
Shout out to Coach Franchise who says I love that guy more than his family does.
everybody in the chat group's gonna see this. I'm gonna collect this money again next week. We'll see, because Penn State actually plays somebody,
Oh
and
man.
we know James gets the tight butt
Stop
when
that. This is it.
James gets, James gets the tight butt when he got to play nationally ranked teams. We know
Oh
this.
man.
We
Oh
know this.
gosh.
Oh,
So Friday, I would love, even though both of our kids are playing, I would have gone down to Charlottesville to see Florida State, Virginia. I'd have gone
for
down, but
what?
our kids play Friday. So
Hey, but for what? For what?
they're playing UVA.
Like I said, for what?
Because I'd like to see the pomp and circumstance. Also,
Yeah,
Friday, TCU is playing Arizona State, so that's
that's
gonna
a big
be
one.
it's gonna be a
That's
good
a
one.
big one.
LSU, Ole Miss.
So
Um,
that's gonna be a good one. But there's another game, the SEC on Saturday is
what you
gonna be
got?
Auburn, Texas A&M. That
Yes.
right there is going to show us a whole lot of what's going on, because say right now, Auburn could easily beat Texas A&M, but if Texas A&M wins that, sets them up. And again, I'm telling y'all, SEC, y'all better watch out for Oklahoma this year. So that's gonna be interesting right there.
So USC is going against Illinois, and last week I thought that was going to
Whoa.
be good.
No.
Now it's a case of can USC travel on the road? And Illinois, we're going to see what kind of bounce back you got.
Yeah.
Arizona is playing Iowa State. Indiana is traveling to Iowa, so Iowa's
Ugly,
coming off, and
ugly game.
Indiana's coming off. We got Notre
Fans,
Dame.
fans, don't watch that game. That's gonna be the ugliest damn game in known history. Go ahead.
We got Notre Dame going to Arkansas. So that's a little SEC matchup that the Notre Dame team gets. Again, traveling on the road, they can't lose anymore. I am looking forward to Oregon Penn State. And fans who are new to the show, I am a card carrying member of the Black Coaches Association. And one thing that has not happened in the history of college football is that we have not had an African American head coach win a national championship because it's hard to get these jobs. So the guys who get these jobs, Marcus Freeman and James Franklin, I'm rooting like heck for them and just haven't gotten over the hump yet. And Penn State, James Franklin said this, George, maybe it was about 5 years ago. He said, we're a good program, not a great program, and we won't be a great program until we win these games. And he hadn't won these games
No,
at all.
I told you. I told you.
So,
He gets tight. He
yes.
gets tight. He gets tight, and his players get tight.
Now, Alabama is playing Georgia. Alabama's playing Georgia. No one's believing in Caleb. No one's believing in him. Who are you thinking about in that game, sir?
The interesting thing about this is nobody's believing in Caleb, but there's so many question marks around Georgia because they want, what I will give Georgia credit for. They will take everybody into deep water and find a way to come out. Because they go in deep water and they'll pull it out somehow. Like we're still trying to figure out how they got out in Knoxville with a win. Still don't understand.
BYU is traveling to Colorado.
Oh God.
We like Deion. He's got nobody on that team. I'm sorry. If this is for Robert, New Mexico State is playing New Mexico. I'm sure there's some thing that Robert would bring on next week.
Apache's chief.
For those, that was the Super Friends reference, and I still don't know what his power was other than being tall. I don't know how that's a super. Anyway, Duke is playing Syracuse. I'm liking Duke, but Syracuse, their coach got some moxie.
I got to go to Syracuse.
UFC is traveling to K-State. K-State needs a win. So you got Utah against WVU. Utah needs a win after that foolishness. Yeah, we've got some games this week that I'll be keeping a close eye on, sir. Any final thoughts as we go into week 5, sir?
It's still an interesting. The season's still interesting because we don't have any definitive juggernauts out there. Usually by now we would be saying, all right, can't see too many teams contending with the Ohio States or the Alabamas of the year or whatever, but everybody looks beatable right now.
Yes.
So it's going to be interesting. I personally think the ACC is going to look interesting as hell this year. I'm more interested in the ACC than I am the SEC right now because there's no dominant team in the SEC right now. And none of them look dominant. I think that three-way battle in the ACC, and it looks like it's going to be Georgia Tech, Florida State, and Miami.
Yeah.
I'm real interested to see how that shows up. So, it's going to be an interesting year. I think, I can literally see LSU going through the
I don't trust Brian Kelly. I can't lie. I don't trust him.
But I can see them going through the SEC, winning every game by a touchdown, and calling it quits. But we'll see what happens.
All right. So on behalf of our academic and athletic consultant, George Ockert, I'm Dr. Keith Adams saying thank you for listening.
Get your Apache quotes, y'all.
Nick Chalk. I'm Dr. Keith Adams saying thank you for listening and watching the Odd Coaches Podcast, the authentic voice of sports leadership where coaching wisdom meets real talk. Also seen on the Cascade Sports Network. Shout out to my big brother, Rick, who I watched the Super Friends with the Wonder Twins and everybody else. And we will see you on the sidelines. Until next time, take care. And Black Bolton should have been on the show more.
We hope you enjoyed today's show. The Odd Coaches Podcast drops new episodes every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Make sure you subscribe to the Odd Coaches Podcast on YouTube, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Follow the Odd Coaches Podcast on the X platform at Odd Coaches. Follow Dr. Keith Adams and the CKA Save Project on social media at CKA Save Project. For more information about the CKA Save Project, visit them on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org. See you next time on the Odd Coaches Podcast.